Well, I headed out here to do a little bit of shed hunting. Of course, I got the 22 because a lot of small game is still open. If I kick up a rabbit or something, I'd love to take home a rabbit, but mainly I'm just focusing on these green fields. You see behind me this green field, there's a couple of them. There's boot tracks too, so I guess I'm not the first one to do it, but these were in beans last year, so everything's cut really short. It's easier to spot a shed antler. Much easier than corn stubble. Deer are starting to drop. Bucks have been dropping for at least a couple weeks now, which is kind of early, but from here on until turkey season, there's liable to be bucks losing their antlers, so I'm going to give it a shot and see something right here. That's old. Real old. That's been there a minute. And it looks like some pedicle damage. I think got ripped out of a little buck's head. Like, that's weather cracked and bleached and everything. That's been there a minute, but hey, I already found something. Alright, we're going to do a little bit of grid search in this back corner, and then we got another field over there. That's probably going to be the best field to look, but I would like to grid search this a little bit. Looks like a robin met its fate right there. Probably a hawk. Probably. A lot of hawks out here. Alright, I know somebody's going to say it. Why don't I have binoculars? Why am I not glassing the field? Saved me a lot of walking. I got binoculars. They're in the truck. I don't have a sling for them. I guess that's my excuse. But yeah, binoculars would be a great tool for checking a field without having to walk too much, but I'm not afraid of walking. I actually use my camera when I'm hunting. I use my camera as a binocular because it's got such a good zoom on it. That's one less item I have to carry in the woods when I'm hunting, so I'm just used to using the camcorder as my binoculars because it's got a little screen on it, but I can zoom in a lot farther than a pair of binos, and so basically can do the same thing. I'm looking on a little bitty screen, but I can zoom all the way in and see what I'm looking at. So whatever, that's I'm just not used to carrying them, so they stayed in the truck, but no big deal. I ain't afraid to walk a little bit. These are not very big fields, and binoculars are not going to see everything. It's still better to cover ground by actually walking and looking around you, because some of these antlers can surprisingly blend in with this bean stubble, which kind of looks like tines in some places. We're coming into the next field. There's a bunch of fresh deer tracks in here. It looks like probably a doe and fawn groups. I'm sure there are bucks coming out here pretty frequently just because it is a good nighttime destination food source, being a green field like this. And now that hunting pressure's off, the bucks are doing whatever they want. Not trying to hide from people all the time, so we're liable to find something out here. I actually have found a fresh shed out here a few years ago, right in this exact field. So that's kind of why I'm coming back here, because deer are creatures of habits and they'll probably be out here again. I'm just going to peek in here just because it's a little pocket that's kind of open in the corner of the field and there are some deer tracks. So I'm just going to peek around in here. See if a buck snagged an antler off on this river cane or something. Nothing in there. I could walk that thicket for a while though, but I don't have that much time. I'm all the way across on the opposite end of the field. I've passed up on a lot of good CRP, this nasty growed up stuff, because I'm wearing shorts and I'm not going through all these briars and shorts, but we got a nice little clear spot up in here. It'd probably be good staging and possibly even bedding, but more likely just where deer would stage through here before they hit the field at night. I've never been back in this far. It's a pretty good looking little spot. Be some great potential bow season setup. Fresh, that's real fresh. Alright, I'm back out in the field. I turned around, I'm going back the way I came, but I'm probably about 30-40 yards out into the field, and I'm just going to follow the same contour and just kind of go back the way I came, but 30-40 yards farther out. So I can do this kind of grid search deal where I can really cover as much ground with my eyes as possible. Because I would not be surprised if I found a fresh one out here today. There's not going to be a lot of fresh ones on the ground yet, but there's definitely a few. I just about passed up something. I was just going to pull my camera out and say this field is kind of a bust, but I like literally just walked past what looks like a fresh one. Oh yeah, very fresh, still blood on the pedicle. Little guy busted a tine, would have been a good 8, or will be a good 8 this year probably. That's a fresh one right there. Now, like I was saying, you want a grid search even when you can see clean across the field and the grass is only this tall. This antler's not very white, it's actually kind of brown, and you just chuck it down there, it's kind of standing right on top of it, you can see it, but you know, if it was sitting over there, it's kind of the same color of all the other brown in here, so it really helps to get out and comb the field and just walk in strips back and forth, you know, kind of grid search it. You can use Onyx or whatever to track where you walk if you want to really be thorough about it, but I'm just kind of eyeballing it, you know, step out another 30 yards away from the edge of the field every time I go make a pass. And right now I'm passing through the middle of the field, and then I'm gonna make one more pass coming down between here and the other end. So got one. All right, I've done about 5 passes through this field. Found this one shed that's not bad, especially being early. It's still February. I'm gonna go back into this other field where I found that tiny little old antler. I'm gonna do a little more thorough search of this field. We got less than an hour of daylight left, so then I might hop over to some other fields to do some deer watching before it gets dark. Alright, I'm gonna go down the road and we're gonna check some fields, see if we can lay eyes on some deer, hopefully some bucks, and see if they're still holding, if some of them have dropped or whatever. Hopefully the deer are hitting the fields early tonight. Kind of doubt it. It's a little warmer and windy, but you really never can tell, so we're gonna go find out. Alright, I'm gonna be looking for sheds as well, but mainly just actually looking to lay eyes on some deer since it's getting to be about that time. I just had a deer blow and run off in that next field. Here you see those lights through the trees. There's houses up there. I gotta check this. What the heck is that? Is that a turkey leg? No, some kind of leg bone. That's not a turkey. Oh, deer leg or something. Thought that was an antler. Okay, well, anyways, there was a deer over there and it ran back towards the houses. There's actually a thicket there that they like to bed in. Probably a doe or something, I don't know. Well, boys and girls, we're fixing to see some deer. I know it. Ooh. Is that a doe? I think so. I didn't see any pedicles, did y'all? I think it was just a doe. Wait, there's another one. And another one. Might be a button buck, I can't tell. Okay, well, that's 3 deer. I just told y'all, what did I say? About to see some deer. Oh, there's another one. Alright, we gotta try to lay eyes on all of them. Pretty sure it's a doe and fawn group. That first doe looked huge. Big old nasty doe having a blowing fit, making all the racket. The big whistleblower, the one that needs to get shot this season if I ever hunt out here again. I'd like to lay eyes on a buck. It could be a more general area. There's still 2 does here watching me. Stupid deer. Oh, that's all of them. 4 deer. one's still standing there. That's a fawn. Yeah, definitely a doe group. Come on, run away, stupid deer. Yeah, so that's just a little doe group there. We got a couple more fields to peek into before it gets dark on me. I don't know why I have the 22. Actually, I do. Armadillos. It's about the only thing I'll probably be shooting at here. I've not seen the first squirrel today. Might kick up a rabbit. Fingers crossed. But I'll probably, if I shoot anything, it'll be an armadillo. I just bumped the crap out of a big deer. I couldn't tell if it was a buck or not. Looks like it was by itself. See, is it still in the field? Oh, it's gone. I will never know what that deer was unless I find a fresh shed sitting right here. Let's go look. I can hear that deer cracking twigs up there in the woods. It's watching me, but I ain't watching it. I don't know what it is. We got a bunch of deer out here. Oh, it's still got antlers, doesn't it? Yeah, we got a buck for sure, a little buck. One antler or two antlers? Can't tell. It's getting dark. As you can see, we got a field full of deer. I ain't got busted yet, so I should probably back out. So y'all can see we got a slew of them out there in that field, and I don't think I got busted. I'm just walking away now. Definitely at least a couple of bucks in the group, and at least a few antlerless deer. I don't know how many were does or shed bucks, but that's what I'm looking for. Seeing some antlers in the group and seeing some without. And they're all out in the middle of the field before dark, which is a good sign that they're spending a lot of time out here and they feel comfortable out in that field, since nobody's really been coming back here since deer season. So maybe tomorrow I'll be back here, because I didn't have enough time today when I got out. At least I found a shed. I'll be back after him here very soon. I want to walk that field in daylight and give it a good grid search. Might find something.